Hey y'all, it's your girl JayjMssofineainti, and this is oh god, unfiltered and real, um, raw realities. Oh god, what do I have to talk about today? I have a lot to talk about. I first want to introduce who I am. If you don't know me, my name is Janice, but I go by JayjMssofineainti. Got the name from my uncle growing up, and um, when I started trying to do a podcast back in 2020, I said, hey, I'll just use Miss So Fine, Ain't I? And then my nickname, because I'm named after my grandmother, is Jay. And my middle name is Janelle. So that's where you get JJ from, JAYJ. Um, and started doing a podcast in 2020. And it did good. It did good. I was with a friend of mine. Her name was Trap. Not, our podcast was Trap Queens, and her name was Aqua Queen, and I was, of course, JJ Miss So Fine, Ain't I? And we did it for a while. You know, sometimes people have to disconnect to reconnect. We went through some struggles during the friendship, and we separated. We didn't talk for a while, and then a few months later or whatever, we got to reconnect. Um, and we had went live on Facebook one time and, called it a truce and said that we would get back together. But, sometimes life happens. People still, have to, I'm not going to say we're not connected, because we are, but people just have their own lives. And sometimes it doesn't mean that you guys could come together right away. It may take years for that to even happen. But nevertheless, we are in the works and talks of reconnecting as far as a podcast. But here I am, by myself, and I wanted to get on here and just be raw, be real, no scripts, no edits, just truth. That's how I live my life. I was just looking at the podcast interview with B. Simone and Crystal Hayslett on Keep It Positive, Sweetie. And I just wanted to get on here and just introduce a little bit of who I am, to the world. Because I think society society now has everybody rushing, career, or rushing to the finish line, but we don't stop to think about that struggle or the journey it took to get to the finish line. So that's what my podcast is about. It's about, you know, uncovering truths, uncovering what it was like growing up as me being a sexual abuse survivor. I am in the process of writing my book, which is called "The Truth Was Reward." I'm sorry, "The Hurt Was Rewarding," and I'm here to talk about, the struggle to get to the finish line. Like, nobody talks about that. Like I said, everybody rushes and they only show the glitz and the glamour of making it. But nobody talks about those days of just, you know, having to borrow money to believe in a dream that only you can see, having to having sometimes not enough money to pay your rent, not enough money to pay your bills, not enough money to even put food in your stomach, yet alone if you have kids or a family in their stomachs. Like, nobody talks about that. We only talk about and smile when we're at the finish line, but no one wants to talk about the beauty and the struggle to get to that finish line. So that's where I come in at. I'm going to share with you, for anybody that knows me, I'm going to share with you the ugliness of of financial freedom. And no, I'm not financially free yet. Um, but I'm going to share with you my journey of making it, writing my book. Um, it's gonna be so fire, y'all. My book is gonna be so fire. I finally got my braces out. Um, but yes, y'all see me in my house. Y'all see me in my PJs. This is what it looks like when you grinding. So I want to share that journey with you guys. Um, no edits, just truth, raw realities, whatever topic. I really ain't got no topic. Y'all know me. The truth is not polished. It's raw, uncut, it's real, no scripts, no filters, just the messy, beautiful journey of survival. If you're tired of fakeness and ready for the authenticity, you're in the right fucking place. Listen, you in the right place. I talk about everything. I talk about sex. I talk about um, broken homes, broken relationships, being broken, and still having to get up and try and pour into somebody else. That's what I talk about. Nobody is really ready for that conversation. I don't think. I probably ain't even ready for the conversation, but I want to talk about it. I want to share my truths and my journey with the world. So hopefully if you log in one day and you're just not doing anything, hey, this what you see with me is what you get. Girl, look, y'all, my wig sliding. I need a touch up. Can't get a touch up because I gotta go to work tomorrow. Right now I work for $14.05 an hour. That's the reality of it. I still have dreams. I still have goals. I still have things that I'm working on. Like I said, that book, getting this podcast back started, and not having enough funds to get that started because life is damn like definitely lifing. So this is what you're gonna get again with my podcast. Started off with with a few people, ending the year alone. Um, but yeah, this is what you get with me. I hope you guys stick around to see what I got in store. I'm working on being consistent in my life with things that I have always struggled with: consistency, weight, sex, um, mismanagement of money. Um, always telling it, want to tell it like it is when sometimes you just need to be quiet and just let God do what He do. This is what the podcast is going to be about. What else? I talk about it all. Like no topic is off limits. Like no subject. If I don't know something, if I'm not strong in the area, I won't give my opinion. Like politics, I can't talk about politics because I really don't know. That's not my strong area. My strong area has always been authentic, authenticity. Talk about my weight. I talk about surgeries. I talk about how I've, you know, paid for friendships, paid for like relationships. I didn't always do the best or give my best, and I was treated as such. I talk about where I fucked up and had people fucked up at, and they had me fucked up. Like I talk about it all. Nobody talks about that stuff no more. Like I said, everybody wants to rush to the finish line and not talk about the beauty of the struggle. I mean, it ain't no beauty when you're going through it, right? Of course not, but nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about like where you're from and how you grew up and how ugly it was and how you sometimes don't think that your dreams gonna come true. Like I talk about it all. And I know my book eventually when it does come out, it's gonna touch lives. So one day I'm gonna sit down with Tyler Perry. One day I'm gonna sit down with Crystal Renee Hazlett. One day I'm gonna sit down with DeVale Ellis and his wife Kadeen Ellis, and I'm gonna have these big names on my podcast. But I also want to I also want to leave it open too for the underdogs like me. My book is going to change lives. I'm dealing with my weight. I've lost 7 pounds, but I'm dealing with my weight. How I've always struggled with my weight and how I ran and when I got surgery. Um, and still don't like the way I look. I talk about BDD. I talk about um, having a daughter that, that likes, the same sex as her, talking about my oldest daughter that she was a teen mom. I'm a teen mom. I was a high school dropout. She was a high school dropout. Like, I talk about it. Oh, nobody don't want to talk about it. Everybody want to like sweep around other people's doors, but they don't sweep around their own. I'm not like that. You're gonna get the real fucking tea. Like, me and my oldest daughter don't have a relationship right now. I'm going to talk about it all. And I hope that whoever clicks on this, this video 10 years from now, I'm going to be on TV. Like, I'm going to be on TV. You're going to see my book flying off the shelves. Like, you're going to be one. It's going to be people that's going to want to come on my podcast because it's so fucking real. It's so raw. It's in your face. Like, I understand what B. Simone was saying, that you can't talk about stuff that I have not already told you. That's just how I live my life. So stay tuned for Raw and Unfiltered. Like, Raw Unfiltered. That's just what it is. I'm your girl, JayjMssofineainti. Stay tuned.